The City of Phoenix Film Office recently celebrated 50 years of attracting and retaining movie and TV shoots to the Valley. Those projects, along with social media and photo shoots, make for an economic impact of millions of dollars. And Phil Bradstock is from the City of Phoenix Film Office, and he joins us. Phil from Film. Oh, yeah, got me going there. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining.
Good to see you, too. Thank you for having me.
All right, the Phoenix Film Office. What exactly do you do?
So we're basically kind of like the planning and development department, but for the feature film section, and for film in general. So basically, once a project is funded and they're ready to start shooting, that's when we jump into the picture. And when they yell wrap at the very last day and it goes into post-production, that is our endpoint right there.
How do you facilitate things?
So we get inquiries coming in. It could be emails, phone calls about particular locations. And then we work through with the producers or the location managers on exactly what they're looking for, what area may be the best fit. And then once they select it, we come in and help out with any staff that's needed, road closures, things of that nature.
Yeah, where to stay, where to eat, what to do?
For the most part, yeah, we try and drive them there. But generally, wherever they're going to be filming is where they're going to be staying and eating.
Where do they film the most? Where do they take the photographs, the videos, the commercials? What's a hot spot?
So it depends upon the area. So downtown Phoenix is very hot. The Arcadia residential neighborhood is very hot because it looks like Anywhere USA. Then also out at South Mountain is San Juan Road and also Papago Park. So I would say those are probably the four, if you will, top locations for filming.
So if I want to do a film and I want to go to South Mountain, I want to go to Papago Park, do I have to go there at certain times of the day?
Not necessarily. It's open. You can get there at any time you need to. If you want to show up at 2 in the morning, which people have, we will have a park ranger there to open the gate for you. And the production companies pay for all of the park rangers, the police, anybody that's out there, no cost to the city. We just have certain days when they can't be out there, like on a Wednesday, has to do with staffing on our end.
Interesting, interesting. All right. Economic impact. I've got here $17 million, huh?
Well, actually, our latest report that came out in 2024, captured in the year, is $29 million.
29, so it's going up here.
Yeah.
How is that calculated?
So what we do is we survey all the production companies after they film, and we also send out a survey to all the production companies that are local and ask them to self-report twice a year. And so from that, we get all of the data about how much they spent, how many local crew they hire, talent they hire, hotel room nights, et cetera.
Wow, pretty good. All right, we got that's correct me if I'm wrong here, and maybe it's just because of the information, so much information flying around, but it seems like we used to have a lot of feature films shot in the Valley, in Arizona, but in the Valley. It seems like there are fewer of them happening. Is that true?
That is true. We did have a film incentive from 2006 to 2010, and that brought in major movies like The Kingdom, Everything Must Go, Take Me Home Tonight. And then after the incentive ended, really our industry shifted towards commercials. And that's really where we're the strongest right now. We do have a new film incentive that just started, unfortunately was released in 2023 when all the Hollywood strikes were going on. So it's only been used a couple of times in really low budget independent features, but really commercials is where we see the biggest impact on our economy.
Well, I want to look at some films here because some of these films are fantastic. Unstoppable is this Anthony Robles, kind of a biopic here. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so they reached out to me back in 2022, the location manager, and said, we need to film a shot on Piestewa Peak. And I said, okay, well, exactly like, what is this? They said it's a feature. I said, how many people? I said, well, about 70. And I know that's not a good logistics location to have 70 people with equipment. And I said, when do you want to do it? And they said, July. And I said, no, that's not going to work. What you need to do is go to South Mountain and drive to the top and have the cameras looking down as they're hiking up the last part and cheat that as Piestewa. And so they ended up coming out here shooting at Kiwanis Trailhead. And the signage that starts for the trail, it says Piestewa, but it's actually Kiwanis Trailhead. And they drove stake beds up to Holbrook Lookout and filmed the last part of them coming out.
Wow, how cool is that? And Jennifer Lopez is in this film, true?
She wasn't that, although I don't think she was here. They actually only filmed in Arizona for 2 days.
Okay.
Everything else was in Los Angeles.
All right, there's another film, and it looked to me like a lot of it was shot in Arizona, or at least in maybe Arcadia, somewhere in Scottsdale perhaps. This is the Will Ferrell thing, Everything Must Go.
Yes. So this particular movie, when I got the script, the whole script was about Dallas and the Texas Rangers. And in reading it, and they also needed a Dallas McMansion, they called it.
Yes.
And so I said, we really don't have that kind of architectural style out here, but if you were to switch Dallas out for Phoenix, you could shoot anything out here and it would all make total sense. So they actually ended up coming out here. They shot in Arcadia, and with the theme of the script about living in your front yard, it worked out really well, and all the residents on the street were compensated, and it worked out really well to have that movie here.
I was going to say, what do you do? I mean, in Arcadia, the folks there kind of like things the way they are, I mean, they got a pretty nice place going there.
Yeah.
I mean, how do they put up with something like this?
A lot of advanced notification, a really good location manager that's knocking on everybody's door, keeping them involved. We have Phoenix PD out there. Then we have to deal with the, when the trash collection's coming, the lights and filming like late at night. But we just work with the neighbors and the production company, and it all works out.
Yeah, it'd be kind of neat to have it, maybe for a while. I guess after a while, I might get it a little old.
Yeah.
Take Me Home Tonight with Topher Grace.
This was another movie that was kind of a throwback 1980s movie. It was kind of funny because they needed a video store, Suncoast Video, if you remember those back in the day. Metro Center was still up and running when they shot this, and there was a Suncoast Video there. So they took out all the DVDs and put VHSs in. They shot this on the side of Camelback Mountain. There's a big mansion there, and it had to do with a big metal ball being rolled down the hill with Topher's character supposedly in it, and it jumps over a wall and into someone's pool. And I remember talking with the producer saying, well, if you jump this ball into the pool and it cracks the pool, what are you going to do? And the guy says, we'll just buy him a new pool. So that's just kind of how Hollywood works.
I was going to say, that's Hollywood for you, huh?
Yep.
Hey, Transformers: The Last Night. Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Hopkins shot here?
Yep, they shot out here for 5 days. So in the beginning of the fourth at the end of the fourth installment, I guess all of the Transformers went to sleep in a junkyard, so they needed to awaken anew in a junkyard. There happened to be this junkyard on the north side of the Deer Valley Airport, which is more of a classic cars. And so it was very cheap for them, set dressing wise, to just move things around with a forklift and shoot the opening of the movie there.
My goodness. And those are the films. You got all sorts of commercials. You got all sorts of video shoots and social media and all this kind of business. Sounds like things are on the uptick over there.
There definitely are. We're doing very good right now.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing here. We really appreciate it. Again, Phil Bradstock, City of Phoenix Film Office.
Correct.
Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
You betcha.